Welcome everyone. It's good that you're here, and I do appreciate you taking the time to join us. Rob has obviously provided a significant snapshot of the year gone and a little bit of a window into the year ahead, but I'll take a few minutes of your time tonight to look more at 2018 and some of what is on our plate and what we're looking forward to. As Rob said, it's been a strong year commercially for the football club, and based on our planning and our pre-season results across all of our key revenue streams and what we're forecasting into 2018, it's going to be a solid year. It's underpinned by a large and a growing membership and fan base, a great coterie of corporate supporters and sponsors, an excellent fixture, consistent team performance, and hopefully that continuing. That's a historical consistent team performance, and hopefully that will continue. And of course, outstanding and committed staff, and I thank all of them, and I thank all of you for the role that you play across all of those areas that I've just mentioned. So if we deliver against the plan that we have, and I hope that we will, it should see a fourth year of positive results, continued elimination of our debt together with further investment right across every part of the football club. Now, while the focus on the core business will continue, and providing, including providing the best experience for our fans and our members, and that will remain front and centre for us. There is a need, and I guess an opportunity for us to continue to explore new ground, a new ground for potential growth. So we did this in 2016 into 17 with the introduction of women's football, and I remember being up here talking about that. And then during the course of 17, we brought esports into our football club, and I'm reasonably confident, although I'm not unable to share anything with you right now because I don't have it to share, but I'm reasonably confident in another 12 months I'll be up here talking about something else that we've brought into the football club that will continue to build upon our fan base and build upon our commercial platform. Now, as has been previously reported, we've both last year and I think through to 17, the finalisation of the new broadcast rights agreement had a positive effect on the club's financial position. We were able to get rid of some of those taxes that were in place, and we've spoken about those previously, what that we thought were unfair or inappropriate. But we've got to continue to work with the AFL because there are both opportunities and also challenges that stand in the way of us getting what we think is a fair and appropriate distribution of the revenue that they hold and the support that they're able to provide clubs. And whether that's in strategic funding or support for growth initiatives that we might be interested in, or really any other assistance that they might offer. And we do operate in a disequalised funding environment, so you've got to compete. You've got to lobby, and you've got to work pretty hard for that resource assistance. And it can be challenging where there are limited resources or time, and they're often directed towards the clubs that might have a greater immediate need. But we'll continue to engage heavily with the AFL. To that end, we are particularly engaged with them on a project that's important to them, which is increasing the focus on data and how that will support all of what we do. I'm pretty certain I spoke about our interest in that space last year, and as a result of our club's efforts and work over the last 18 months in building up a data platform, I've been asked to chair the AFL's reference group that will work with them to drive an industry-wide data solution over the next 18 months to 24 months. So it's going to be really important for all of us. The end result of that should be a better platform of engagement with our fans. Ultimately, that's the end result that we're looking for. As we've seen in recent times, the AFL is becoming increasingly focused on developing new markets, new products, new audiences, and that extends beyond women's football to next generation academies, esports, an array of youth programs. And of course, we had the AFL X launch just a little while ago, which I have little doubt will become a key part of the game's international development platform. No doubt at all, in fact. So the only real constant in this environment and with the AFL is one of change, but for the most part that presents really positive opportunities for our football club. Pikey gave you a little bit of an outline on football, and he's had a few opportunities to speak this year with our launch and the like, so I won't spend a lot of time here other than to say from an administrative perspective we've continued to refine our investment in the football program, and that's both the men's and the women's, and to ensure that in a capped environment, so we've got just not the salary cap, but there are football spending caps that the AFL places on us in this equalised part of the environment, to ensure that every dollar that we spend is spent wisely. So the advantage comes, you might have the same amount of money, but you try and spend it in a way in which you create advantage. So we've spent the off-season, or during the course of last year, and then the off-season, ensuring that this year's spend is as effective and efficient as possible. We'll continue to spend at the cap, right at the cap. We've invested all of our money to ensure, we'll continue to invest right at the most amount that we possibly can, and continue to look for advantage through how we do it. This year's also involves some interstate camps for both the men's and the women's team, the men's on the Gold Coast and the women's to Darwin. A continued focus on the holistic development of our players. That's not just the technical and the tactical and the physical, the things that are traditional, but the mental, working on players' leadership, and particularly their personal development away from football more broadly. We have made some changes to our setup. Some have been well documented in terms of coaches, others less so, but without reservation, I have absolute confidence in the quality of the football program and the high-performance staff, and they are elite. They're up and running, and I'm really confident in what they're able to deliver, and it'll match anyone in the competition in terms of the quality of that program. And I know that any player who joins us remarks on how professional it is, and I'm really proud of what they've been able to do, both the men and the women. Commercially, as I mentioned earlier, we've set some aggressive targets so we can achieve a fifth year of positive results, and that focus, those targets focus on achieving close to capacity in most of our core revenue streams. So it's pleasing to report that our year-to-date results mean that we're right on track. And I think in terms of membership, and I don't have the daily update, and look, thank you. We've got members in the room, so thank you. I think you are the best in the league. I think the number renewal rate for our reserve seat members was something, it wasn't too far off 100%. I think it might have been 97% or 98%, something like that. So that's pretty extraordinary given there are people who actually do leave town or can no longer go to the footy. So a renewal rate so high is really quite remarkable across sports. So thank you. The reserve seats are sold out. We're now continuing to promote our essentials membership with our 11-game GA membership and our 3-game membership as well. And the focus, equally is turned to casual tickets, so that we've got new audience who can continue to come in and experience a great atmosphere at Adelaide Oval. Now, if you're wondering actually what that image is, you're probably saying that's not Adelaide Oval, unless it's turned a little green. But I'm happy to tell you that's an esports event. And as I've said earlier, we invested in esports in 2017, and we're continuing to enjoy the fruits of that investment. As an asset, its value has increased markedly. So it's been a good commercial, a very good financial decision for us. It's helped us as a football club. But as an industry, it is growing at a rate that is pretty much off the scale globally, faster than pretty much any other sport and entertainment product, which is why everyone from NBA and NFL teams to professional athletes to venture capital firms to billionaires and tech companies continue to invest in what is an emerging powerhouse in the sports and entertainment industry, and we're glad that we've been one of the leaders in that in Australia. It's an example of where we are seeking new opportunity. It's been successful for us, and there are some exciting plans for continued development in this sector, which we hope to announce in the next little while. Last year, as I said, I spoke about women's football and our reasons for investing in that. It also has great growth potential, and we've seen positive results in 2017, and we'll see great results again in 2018. In terms of membership and match day, as I mentioned already, membership and supporters, that we're together, we're large in scale. I know we're big in voice, we've got a heap of passion, and together with the performances of the team, this has been rewarded by the AFL with another really strong fixture. So we host Collingwood, Carlton, Geelong, Richmond at home. We've got marquee time slots of the Thursday and the Friday and the Saturday nights, both here at Adelaide Oval and at our matches away. And we know weather and team performance can affect crowds right across the league and can impact numbers, but we enter the season really confident that our home games will again be really well attended, reflective of what we've seen over the past 4 seasons here. and also reflective of the positive sentiment of our fans and the sold-out pre-season membership offering. The additional investment that we've made into what Rob referred to earlier in terms of the LED environment here that you'll see some of the advertising on, but it's not just the advertising, it's actually how we can bring this game to life. So we, together with the other hirers of the stadium, including obviously the Stadium Management Authority, and the other major hirers, such as the other football team, Port Adelaide, and the SACA, mean that we've got that improved signage, improved lighting, and it will provide an improved match day experience for our fans, and we really look forward to bringing that to life to another level, and you'll see that come together in the next, in 4 or 5 weeks. And we will continue to drive membership growth through our We Fly as One digital membership. It was relaunched prior to the finals campaign, and given our capacity issues at the Oval, it remains an absolute key pillar of engaging with our 600,000 fans of the football club in a really deep and meaningful way. I know a number of people here, we are part of that program together with your traditional membership, but a lot of people now, given that it's hard to get a seat at this Oval when it's sold out, a lot of people now want to engage us in a way in which they can, which is on the digital platform, and remain engaged with us that way. So it'll be a really significant focus through 2018. So that's the digital platform that I'll now speak about, and it continues to grow. As Rob alluded to, it's a key part of our communication strategy to our fan base. It is amongst the largest in Australian sport. The levels, as you can see from those numbers, the levels of engagement and the use amongst from our fans is the most significant in Australian sport, and it is important that we continue to invest in it and to grow it for the benefits of our fans, our partners, and the club more broadly. So that was a pretty disappointing show of hands for those who are on Twitter, by the way. So I do encourage you to jump on your preferred platform, whether that is Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, to ensure you do get all your news and announcements first, and don't miss out on anything coming out of the club. Now, I also want to note that traditional media is still important. They provide a valued independent voice, and we'll continue to support them. I think someone said to me the other day, there might be close to now 2,000 accredited AFL media. It's like 3 for each player, and who keep AFL clubs pretty busy. And in their search for content, they're reporting. I think we might perform something like close to 100 interviews per week, right across that spectrum, both locally and interstate. So it's based on our historical averages when we get to in-season. So it's pretty significant. We'll continue to use new technology to engage with our fans. Last year it was virtual reality and artificial intelligence with a Crowbot. This weekend we'll trial some augmented reality technology at our AFLW game at Norwood, where Chelsea Randall will come to life for those who download the app, and encourage those to do so who love a bit of augmented reality in their life. And we're going to continue to trial and to sample, and augmented reality sometimes is better than real reality. So just I spend a little bit of time there when I get home late at night. So look, but we'll continue to trial and sample and pilot. We want to be technology led in the way in which we engage with our fans. Given there are 365 days of the year, we're only here for 11 or 12 times. We want to continue to engage in ways in which we can, where you can get information the way that you want it, on the platform that you want it, in the way that you want it, when you want it. And new technology is changing the way in which fans consume sport right across the globe, and we want to be at the forefront of that, and we'll continue to place ourselves there. And finally, I wanted to touch upon community. And it's not at the end because there's any priority order, because it would be at the front in terms of it's important to us. We're going to continue to invest in our community programs. We recognise that we're only here, we only really exist because of the support that we get from the community in which we operate, and we're going to do all that we can to continue to support its growth and development, whether it's across our schools program, diversity programs, the work of the McLeods with their running of the club's Indigenous programs, or indeed in providing support to children through our Crows Children's Foundation. Growing with Gratitude is our flagship schools engagement program that Rob alluded to earlier. It's been reviewed, updated, for this year with new content. It's in place to engage with, again, 40 to 50,000 school children. It promotes gratitude, resilience, mental and well-being, and helps to provide kids with the tools that they need to lead healthy and happy lives. And we're really, really proud of what it does, and we're proud of the exceptional feedback that we get from teachers in schools who participate in the program. We're also running a father and son, and now it's father and daughter academy program, which is, it's been fantastic for us. Actually, it's a really great way of bringing those former players back to the club and engaging with their kids, whether they're the next generation of football stars or not, or just want to be part of the Crows family because their parents were. We've had some great events both last year and this year, and it's a really important part of our club culture. And a couple of weeks ago we launched our first reconciliation action plan. It was a significant day for our football club, and one that evoked a great sense of pride. It formalises the club's commitment to reconciliation, to improving the partnerships with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities in South Australia and the Northern Territory, and to supporting Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people within the football club. Including, we had our talented players there, both present and some past. We know that they thrill us with their feats on the field, but our Indigenous players also represent us proudly in their communities, both locally and afar. And said we're really proud to now have a plan in place that will roll out through 2018 and beyond, and will forever be a part of our football club. So hopefully we'll give you a little bit of a snapshot for what's on our plate in 2018, together with what Don and Beck spoke about earlier, and some of the comments that Rob made. It looks like another exciting year. We're in a really strong position off the back of the support that we get from our fans. That's what sits at the core of it. And we've got great corporate support along with that. And I can assure you that we are super committed, super passionate. The staff that you have representing your club are fantastic, and they'll do all that they can to make you really proud through 2018. So thank you, and invite any questions that you might have.